the highest of educated, they really are just the lack of common sense and stupidity. Like, I've said it a million times, I know, but I'm going to show you how stupid. Because apparently my profession, at least the people at the top, that set the standard of care, they are never going to get it that they're the problem, because they'll never reflect on how they are the problem. They are the problem. And let me show you just how much they are the problem. 69 C-suite leaders shared their biggest wins of 2024. Oh, what would those be? Losing a ton of nursing staff, or just staff in general everywhere? And you can't see how the C-suite, is the problem, because you're sellouts. This is where your chief nursing officers are. It's those levels and up that are the problem everywhere. So, and they're executives, because then they want to tell you, no, now we're going to admit patients without a doctor's order, because we're just going to let somebody in intake who's just doing their job, okay? But in all honesty, when I call a doctor and say, can I put orders in for this patient that just arrived, assuming the doctor was notified, and he says, I didn't know about a patient arriving. And then I call, because he wants me to call intake and says he wants to know what this is about. And then the director of intake has to call me later. It's like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you people, because you're not insightful. You insult people's intelligence with your bullshit. We all know that everything you're doing is all about money. It's all about AI. It's all about just serving yourselves. You're selfish people that do not know how to reflect on yourself. And I work in psych, and my leaders at those levels have no insight. And I have no problem saying it. I just don't like them calling me saying, did you have some questions, or did you want to? No, I really don't have any questions. I know exactly why you're doing bullshit like let's admit patients and we'll just use the medical director, even though the medical director never evaluated the patient. Yeah, let's see how that works out for you. Let's see because you're not recognizing that the sign of the times, that things are going to change, and the C-suite, I guarantee you, in the next year will come under the most fire. So at their big event, this was the question: what has been your team or system's biggest achievement in 2024? Losing staff. High turnovers, because you're disrespectful people that don't know how to reflect on yourself. You're really just sellouts, and just admit you're a sellout. At least people under you will have more respect for you. Nobody has respect for you when you try to insult people's intelligence because you're so educated. Clearly, you're the problem. So you can see this is UC Davis Health. I highlighted the key words here because this is what nurses will see over and over again if they pay attention, like paradigm of patient care. I'm not going to read all this. I'm highlighting these are the terms that the Agenda 2030, that's still trying to roll out their agenda, and that's what this is really all about. But you will see it over and over again in their papers, and really writing all this, saying all this is all just nonsense. Nothing. In none of these leaders do they show any kind of advancement. They just tell you there's advancement. I guarantee you, for every one of these leaders, their staff would say differently that's below them. I guarantee it. This was especially hilarious to me. Yes, because I've talked about Magnet, and Magnet brought in the nurse governance, yes, to manipulate nurses into believing we must have socialized medicine, and that's all about being in shared governance. No, you should have just been letting nurses be nurses. But no, you wanted to get them into the socialist system and use Magnet. Now that's worldwide. Yeah, a failed program in my opinion, because it only takes into account how many letters people have after their name and not if they're a good nurse or not. Patient flow governance enhancement. What? Really? Like, they just make it sound all pretty and you think, oh, that sounds beautiful. No, it's all bullshit is what it is. They waste so much time wording this so that you think that they've actually accomplished something, and they have accomplished nothing. Really, I read this shit 15 years ago. It was just in a, they worded it a little different, and these are the failures, and the C-suite will never see it because they sell out. Patient flow governance resulting in measurable improvements in clinical operations efficiency. Okay. The new governance structure incorporates real-time bed management systems, predictive, I should have highlighted that, analytics for patient admissions and patterns. Yeah, all you care about is getting more money. And that's what's going to be your downfall for many of you. Because you likely, some of you, should not have a license because you didn't know how to do the right thing. And the reason they don't know how to do the right thing is it's all they serve. The C-suite is just serving the CEO. I mean, it's just bending over for them. I especially, like, if you're just a business executive, then fine, that's what you do. But when you're a nurse and you do that, or even a medical doctor and you do that, and if you don't know that what you're doing is wrong, and you're just convincing yourself at the end of the day, oh no, it's not all about money, and if you're an idiot, you would believe that, but you know better, then you should look in the mirror and say, should I have a license? Because I'm in a profession that demands that I do the right thing. But when I go and I sell out to my corporate slave masters, then what I'm showing is that maybe I shouldn't be in the profession I'm in. Because when you continually cannot do the right thing, and yet you want to call yourself a leader, and you're not providing good care because you're just being about the money and you think you'll get away with it, what happens when the day comes for all of you that you no longer will get away with that? How can any of these leaders think that bringing all this AI in, because this AI isn't about, they say it's about patients. No, it's just about becoming more micromanaging over employees. So as you can see here, AI Scribe is among 50 AI apps launched in clinical care. I'm only reading the highlighted parts. Focus on using technology to improve what humans can do, bringing better quality outcomes and data-driven excellence to our care. Yeah, you were saying this stuff 15, 20 years ago, okay? So you weren't able to do it, were you? The leaders in the C-suite before you couldn't. All you did is reword a bunch of stuff, and you're just serving this AI beast. When really in healthcare, we need people that care. And as long as the C-suite's in charge, you won't have people that care. And no matter how much they tell you, no, we do care. No, they don't. And they should know that they don't. Okay? They should. They're educated enough that they should be able to have some insight. They don't. Because they don't think anything will ever happen to them. But they also can't read the sign of the times. Okay, so the last part down there, Skywalker didn't have to do it alone. Providers don't have to either. What a line. And then this is I don't know, all the letters, and Vice President of IS Clinical Applications and Chief Nursing Informatics Officer of it. Yeah, see, this is so ridiculous, all of these titles. So it's about processes to enable digital transformation. Yeah, it's all about Agenda 2030. Strengthening our governance, there you go again, platform to align priorities with the organization's strategic goals. Yeah, the organization's strategic goals is all about the CEOs and the billionaires running the hospitals and the board members. That's who you guys serve, and you don't have enough insight to see it. None of this is about patients, no matter how much you try to wrap it into being about patients. And this sounded especially slave-like to me. One of our proudest achievements for MUSC Health is improving our employee engagement. Having high employee engagement is critical to achieve all other missions. And then you can see, there's another keyword, sustain. like the Sustainable Development Goals, which is what Agenda 2030 is all about.